They say blood is thicker than water. I believed that. I believed it with my whole heart, until blood became the very thing that nearly drowned me. My name is Emma, and this is the story of how my sister, Sophia, stole my identity and how I let her until she crossed a line I could never forgive. We grew up in a small town, not the kind of place where dreams came true. Our parents struggled to make ends meet, but they gave us love, and somehow that always felt enough. Sophia and I were inseparable. She was the bright flame, bold, charismatic, effortlessly likable. I was the quiet one, observant, meticulous, and studious. Where Sophia lit up a room with her smile, I preferred to stay in the shadows, content to watch her shine. When we both applied for Monroe University, one of the best schools in the country, it was clear who wanted it more. Sophia had dreamt of Monroe since we were kids. She talked about it like it was her ticket to freedom, to a life we never had. Sophia had talked about Monroe since we were kids. She had dreamt about it. She talked about it like it was her ticket to freedom, to a life we never had. But life isn't always fair. When the acceptance letter arrived, only one of us was offered a full scholarship. Me, not her. Sophia's grades weren't strong enough for financial aid, and we couldn't afford the tuition otherwise. I will never forget the night she came into my room, her eyes swollen from crying. "Emma," she whispered, "you know how much this means to me. You got in. You got the scholarship. But what if you went as me?" I stared at her, not quite understanding. "I mean, you take my name," she said. "You go as Sophia Williams. You attend for me. And when I get on my feet, we fix everything." At first, it sounded crazy, illegal, wrong. But when I saw the desperation in her eyes, the hope clinging to her like a life raft, I caved. I loved my sister. I loved her enough to sacrifice my identity for hers. We forged the documents. We altered the enrollment records. And just like that, I was no longer Emma. I was Sophia. Taking on my sister's identity wasn't as simple as changing a name. It was stepping into an entirely different life. I arrived at Monroe under Sophia's name. The first few weeks were terrifying. Every time someone called out "Sophia," I flinched, feeling like an imposter wearing someone else's skin. But over time, I adapted. I attended lectures, made friends, excelled in my studies. My sister stayed back home, managing things from afar. And that's when her online empire started. She created an Instagram account showcasing her Monroe University life. She posted the photos I discreetly sent to her. She narrated my experiences as if it were hers. Her following grew fast. Fashion brands reached out. Companies offered her sponsorships. Soon, she was making thousands of dollars, all while I was juggling exams and anxiety. Every time I hesitated, she reassured me, "Just for now, Em. Once we are done, we'll fix everything." And I believed her. I wanted to believe her. Then the request became heavier. Sophia wanted me to skip classes to attend events, posing as her. She shipped designer clothes to my dorm. I attended influencer meetups, smiling for cameras, taking selfies with fans, always introducing myself as Sophia Williams. The lie grew. My loyalty to her grew. I thought I was helping my sister build her dream, but in reality, I was building my own cage. Years passed. The deeper we went, the harder it became to breathe. Graduation approached, and I finally saw a light at the end of the tunnel. I thought, finally, we can end this. But Sophia had changed. She was no longer my sweet sister, desperate for help. She was now Sophia Williams, influencer, brand ambassador, lifestyle guru, and she didn't even want to stop. One evening, I video called her, expecting us to discuss coming clean. Instead, she pitched me a plan to continue. She said, think about it. You've already graduated under my name. Sponsors trust me now. There are contracts, money. You don't want to destroy everything we built, do you? I was stunned. Then I told her, we promised, Sophia. We promised this was temporary. Her voice hardened and she said, we are too deep now. We are building something amazing, Emma. Don't ruin it. It wasn't a plea anymore. It was a threat. I applied for jobs under my real name, but Sophia had cleverly linked everything to her name. My degree, my transcripts, my accounts, all tied to her. Then came the knock on my door. 2 men in suits, university administration. They were conducting an internal audit after someone anonymously tipped them off about irregularities. I felt my stomach drop. I confronted Sophia immediately. Her response was cold and calculated. She said, if you say anything, Emma, you will go down with me. You are complicit. You forged documents too. Wow. For the first time, I saw who she really was. Not my sister, my captor. Betrayal from a stranger is painful, but betrayal from your own blood, it's indescribable. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. The weight of the lie was crushing me. And then the message came. An anonymous email. It says, you're not who you say you are. Turn yourself in before it's too late. Panic flooded me. Who knew? Was he one of my professors? A fellow student? A hacker? I didn't know. But I did know one thing. If I didn't act fast, everything would implode. I met Sophia one last time, face to face. My hands trembled as I confronted her. Sophia, we need to stop this, please. We can fix it. That's what I told her. But guess what? She didn't flinch. Her voice was ice. And she said to me, if you expose me, I'll tell them you forced me, that you blackmailed me. I'll destroy you, Emma. My chest tightened. I had sacrificed everything for her. I no longer have an identity. And now she was willing to sacrifice me? That night, something in me broke. I sat alone, staring at the mirror, barely recognizing the person staring back at me. I had no choice. The next morning, I turned myself in. I walked into the dean's office and confessed everything. The forged documents, the switched identities, the years of lies. The university immediately launched a full investigation. The FBI got involved. Charges ranged from fraud to identity theft to wire fraud. Serious life-changing crimes. But as I presented them with evidence, the emails, the text messages, the financial records, all showing Sophia orchestrating it, the truth became clear. I was guilty, but I had also been manipulated. Sophia was arrested. Her influencer empire collapsed overnight. The media devoured the story. I faced my own consequences. Probation, community service, a permanent mark on my record. But I was free. I reclaimed my name, Emma Williams, and started rebuilding my life. It wasn't easy, but it was real. Sophia sends me letter now. Apologies. Please for forgiveness. But forgiveness is complicated. I sacrificed everything for my sister, and she destroyed everything for herself. In the end, blood may be thicker than water, but sometimes you have to let it bleed.